record on this computer. Okay, we are now recording, and now we're about to go live on Facebook. And that's just going to be the way it is. Share on your timeline.
Let's see. Can I share on my timeline too?
Yeah, it'll share on yours, especially since we'll both be linked. Okay, we are preparing to go live on Facebook. I'm here with Michelle Rukny. Right?
I'm so excited to be here. Sheila, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Go live. Live. I think it's doing it. Sometimes we have technical difficulties, but God is blessing this podcast. I can feel it. Webinar is now streaming live on Facebook. What do you know? Very, very little technical difficulties right from the get-go. Hey, you guys, what's up? Happy Tuesday. It feels like my Monday because yesterday I kind of took off a little bit. I am here with Michelle Rukny, the boss babe behind the Houston Beauty Conference, which is a huge permanent makeup conference that's happening this beginning of June in Houston, Texas. And I'm so excited to be a part of this event and to be a speaker. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Sheila, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here with you. I watch you, so it's kind of fun to be on the other side now. I'm excited.
I'm excited to have you too. So, yeah, I mean, we're just chatting with our friends. Anybody who's going to be interested in listening to this, we're going to talk all about the client experience and how to maximize the client experience, make it as smooth and as optimal as possible. But anybody who's going to be even interested in listening to this conversation is already like one of us. She's, this girl, whoever you are, you're already in the Beauty Boss Club, the Permanent Makeup Boss Club. So you know how it is. So just to ease your nerves and mine also, because every time I press go live, yeah, it's freaking nerve-wracking. Like, what? It's out there now. There's nothing I can do.
You're such a natural.
Oh, thank you. I'm faking it. It takes practice to fake it better. Okay, so today we're going to be talking a little bit about the client experience because as you guys know in the beauty industry, when your client has an amazing experience at your salon or studio, business multiplies, right? So I'm a big proponent of the belief that your income increases when the value you have to give also increases. So how can we increase the value that we have to pour out to our clients when they experience us, when they experience our brand, when they experience our hands? So we're going to give you guys some tactical tips and things like that on how to do that for your own businesses. So, but first of all, I would like to welcome Michelle to the Pretty Rich Podcast Live. And Michelle, in a nutshell, let's say this is your happy hour pitch. Happy hour introduction. It's 5 p.m. and we're sitting down and I look over and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. I love her hair. Hey, I'm Sheila. Nice to meet you. What would you say to introduce yourself to me?
So pretty, Sheila. Let's be friends. No, my name's Michelle, as you already mentioned, and I am the creator of the Houston Beauty Conference, but I'm also a mom of a 6-year-old boy who's my world, and I am also pregnant, 4.5 months pregnant, and I am a permanent makeup artist. I've been in the business for a little over 4 years, started with just microblading and eventually expanded to other services. And I'm just super excited to be part of this field because, I'm a very creative person, and like you, like music, like other things, like so many things that are creative. And I feel like this is just a really great way to tap into that creativity at the same time, make money, but also help people. And, you can really drastically change someone's life by putting eyebrows on them. As silly as it may sound to some people, huge careers are being made out of this and lives are being changed. So I'm just excited to be part of this sisterhood and community. And then having met you, learning a lot of tips and tricks and things like that about how to build your business. Cause I think that's one of the hardest things to do in the beginning is like, okay, here you go. You just train now, go. So I think that's why I put this conference together, was to kind of help guide people and educate, and then bring people like you on to help them further that education, because you can only do so much with, certificates and certifications and stuff. You have to implement them, like you say. So that's me.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about the Houston Beauty Conference and what your vision for it is, because it's the first year, correct?
It is. It is a
How exciting
Houston Beauty Conference. So my vision for Houston Beauty Conference, after having attended several conferences, I took a lot of what I learned in those conferences and really wanted to bring that to my state. And the most important thing, I think, is like, there can be conferences everywhere, but not everyone can access those conferences. Not everyone has the capabilities or is able to travel across the globe to get to you. So I noticed that Texas really didn't have that. And we don't have that much continuing education here for PMU artists. Yes, you have your masters that come in and do their trainings, but nothing on this kind of a scale. So I put it together, and I just really wanted to bring the best of the best. So I picked 13 international artists and focused on permanent makeup and beauty, because some things like BB Glow or the Hyaluron Pen, which is kind of exploding right now, aren't necessarily permanent makeup, but they are important. And I know that a lot of people that are in the forums that we visit, they're interested in these things, and they're wanting to get training, and they're wanting to learn more. Maybe they realize after the attending the demonstration, hey, that's not really what I thought it was, because there's so many questions. And so I want to kind of have this place where everyone can come for 3 days and just be drenched in education and learning and asking questions, and walk away with a sense of confidence and be able to say, yes, I can do this, and then if they decide they want to go further in something specific, then they can go on and take a private course, because it's exactly what I did when I went to conferences. I felt very confident when I left to do eyeliner, to do lips. When you're sitting there really watching it, and if you're a fast learner, you can really pick up on a lot of things. So I just want to bring value and nurture creativity and education within the permanent makeup community.
So I was actually at Wake Up to Level Up with Kelly Callahan last weekend. I was a speaker at her event, which was amazing. There's going to be another one next year. You guys would check that out. And I recommended your conference to one of the girls there who was just starting out in permanent makeup, has no formal training, but has no idea what she wants to do. I think she thinks she knows what she wants to do, and I think she thinks she knows what she wants to take. She's trying to choose between ombre and nano and microblading and shading, and she doesn't know yet the difference between all of those different techniques. And she's also thinking about possibly offering eyeliner. So I recommended the Houston Beauty Conference to somebody who had no idea what permanent makeup was as an introductory to all the techniques. I think that would be really awesome too, to see like, okay, so this is what this is, and these are what these are. And then after that, I think they'll be more equipped to go choose what they want to focus on and specialize in and take extensive training on. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And I appreciate that. And yes, that's exactly what we hope to do. I do get a lot of people that will message me and say, I'm really interested in taking one of the private trainings, but I don't know which one to pick. There's so many that I want to take. Yeah. And so I'll tell them, well, do this. Wait until after the conference. A lot of the masters are staying after, if not, they're coming back. And if you're not able to come back, then they're also offering discounts for wherever they're located, or if they come to your city. And then you can, decide after you see them, because you also want to know, is that teaching style going to work for me? Not everyone's teaching style works in this industry, right? So some people are more like hardcore, some people are more reserved. And so if that person works for you and that's the technique that you want, then you can, take the time and go further.
Yeah, absolutely. Not everybody's teaching style is complements your learning style. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. Now, for anybody who's listening who may want to check out your event and check out what speakers are there and what the schedule is and when it is and where it is, where can they find that information?
They can go on the website, and the website is www.houstonbeautycon.com. And we are giving a special code for Mrs. Bella. So we'll definitely link that, or I guess we can probably just give it to them. I'll have to look it up, but I don't want to do that right now. So we'll give you guys a special code, because if you're watching this, I think it's important to offer you something, because you're obviously interested and it's something that you're considering. So why not give you an incentive?
Isn't it I've already said it on my Instagram though. It's just Bella.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's so hard to keep up with all this stuff, and then pregnancy brain, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Well, it's easy to remember. It's Bella.
Bella.
You could have guessed it. You probably could have guessed it.
It's so clever. Yeah, so Bella, and I am doing $750 for anybody who wants to get the gold package. And then there's also a $500 discount for your digital package. So if you're not able to travel, if you're not able to get away, if you are already booked out and you're just not able to leave your clientele, which is understandable, it's about 3 weeks away, you do get $500 off with that code as well. So it's Bella, and you won't be able to forget it now.
Yay! Awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle. So now we are going to talk about client experience and how to optimize it and how to just really put your best foot forward for our clients. And while you and I were talking off camera earlier, you were telling me that this is what you feel like is your zone of genius, right?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
So explain to me like exactly what your business is and how you cater to your clients like this. Yeah.
So it's twofold, because I am a permanent makeup artist, and I do offer microblading and other permanent makeup services. And then I also have this conference that I'm juggling, right?
And you're pregnant.
Yes, and a baby that I'm growing in my belly. Yeah, so as far as customer service, I've always been in customer service based businesses, and I just kind of have taken everything I've learned throughout the years and just applied it to both of my businesses now. And so, for example, for my permanent makeup business, a lot of my business comes from word of mouth and referrals. I don't spend money on advertising for that. And that may not work for everyone, but I do build a relationship with my clients. And so it's almost like a little mini sisterhood. And so they want to come in and get their eyebrows done because it's someone familiar. It's someone that they trust and someone that they know. And I know you talk about this a lot too. And it's building a relationship is the most important thing.
Yes. And that's something that you can't automate. Like if you guys have, a virtual assistant or somebody else doing your emails for you or booking for you, or I don't know if you have like a bot placed on your Facebook Messenger, remember that what you cannot automate is the biggest money maker of all, which is a genuine relationship with your clients. So Michelle and I are going to give you some tips and tricks on how you can do that, how you can build that relationship with them and give them such a memorable experience that they just can't help but share who you are, your service, and what you do to everybody else. So do you want to start with your first tip?
Sure. So my first tip is answer all questions. And it may seem like it's time consuming. It may seem repetitive because you're so used to, we have our frequently asked questions on our website, and it's like refer them to that. And what I noticed is when I stopped answering questions and just referred people to my FAQ or go and check out, the website, it seemed like it was almost like an instant turnoff for people because they don't want to take that extra time. They're reaching out to you. That's when you need to close the sale. So when I have them on the phone, when I'm, hey, let me give you a call, I'd be glad to answer any questions that you have. Get myself into a place where I can talk to them for at least 10 minutes and answer anything that they have, any questions that they have, because the last person they reached out to did the same thing and told them, go to my website, or maybe didn't answer the phone. And so they're just going to get off the phone with you, or they're going to, if you're texting, they're just going to not talk to you anymore, not go on the website and try to find someone that will talk to them. So answering all the questions, and it's always the last person that I expect that I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this person's asking me so many questions, and they're, it's frustrating because it's like, I feel like I'm repeating the same thing to this one person. And then it turns out that person has the best experience, tells all of her friends about it in the golf club, or, and then I'm doing like 16 people because of that one person that I spent an extra 15 minutes with. So I think that's a huge, huge thing for customer service, is just take a minute and answer any questions that they have, because they're nervous. A lot of them have no clue what this is. I mean, I'm sure you've gotten the question, do I need to shave my eyebrows before? Yeah. Or are you putting hairs in there? Like, no, I'm not doing a hair transplant. I am just, it's a stroke. It looks like a hair, but it's not a hair. So as silly as it may sound, some people literally have never heard of microblading or permanent makeup, and they just genuinely are anxious about it.
Mm-hmm. Agree 100%. Great tip. Absolutely. As much as you can, do it yourself. So my tip is, it always starts with the first impression, meaning the greeting. So the first impression in person is the person who checks the client in. If it's not you, it might be a member of your staff. You have to make sure that it is a welcoming experience, that it's not just, oh, okay, hey, what's your name? Okay, what are you going to get done? Okay, sit down. Someone will be right with you. Not like that. Oh, you open the door and you say, welcome. How are you? May I take your coat? Okay, your name is Sarah, right? And you're getting microblading done today with Jenny? Oh, you're going to love her. You're going to love it. This is going to look so great. Get them excited about the experience and make it personal. Another practice that we do at Sheila Bella is we don't ask them for their name out directly. What we do is we say, it's all about how you word it too. We say, would you please remind me of your last name one more time? Because obviously that's not the first time that they've experienced us. We were speaking to them on the phone maybe not that long ago to book their appointment. And so I trained my girls to make the experience for them more familiar by just requesting that they remind us of their last name. Because typically we don't remember people's last names. We remember first names, but maybe not last names. And I think that personalizes things a little bit more, and that bridges the gap a little bit better and faster. So definitely at the greeting, it's so, so important to have somebody there who is warm, welcoming, who is going to be a true extension of your company's voice. If it's not you, then it better be somebody who will do a good job.
No, that's a great tip, because that first impression is a lasting impression.
Yeah, and it just kind of sets the mood too for the artist that is going to be working with them. It puts the client in a good mood, and therefore once the client gets to the back, gets to the artist, they're happy already. They've been offered tea or sparkling water, and yeah, it just smooths out the process.
No, that's a good tip.
Okay, next tip. Take it away, Michelle.
Next tip is building a relationship with the person that you're working on. So I know I've seen this in some forums that people say, my client was completely quiet and I didn't know what to say, and maybe we're different because we're kind of more outgoing or more, not so shy, which I totally understand as a new artist that it can be very daunting because you're trying to concentrate. Yeah. But building that relationship and getting to know that person on another level is going to pretty much solidify that they're going to come back, and be happy with their experience. And then lastly, refer people to you, because now they're part of this network where you're a friend. You're not just someone that's, there to make money. It's, oh, she's my friend and she knows about me. I get messages from clients all the time asking me, oh, how's the baby? Did you find out the sex yet? And I forget, it's hard to keep track of everybody, but I forget, oh yeah, we did have that conversation. I don't, and I have to remember too, things that happen in people's lives. Like, how was the wedding? When I see you and I know that you have a wedding at the end of the month, I note that and I make sure that I put that in the file, and I say, she's got a wedding, daughter's getting married or something, anything that's going to stand out and really make that person unique. Because once you've done several hundred, and like you, thousands, it's hard to keep track of everyone. So having something that's really going to make them stand apart and will impress them when they come back and I say, how was the wedding? How's your daughter doing? Or is your grandchild been born? Or, things like that. So definitely building a relationship is super crucial to me. And I consider almost all of my clients friends. So they're happy to refer someone to me. It's like, hey, let me just text her your number. It's not a formal thing. It's very informal, and I like it that way.
Makes sense. And I think that's more challenging once you have a bigger team. And I bet it's also challenging even when you're by yourself too. So, but any way you can make that happen or create that closeness, I agree with you, would be very beneficial to the client experience and your business. So I think writing notes is a good way, is a good hack for it, leaving some personal notes in their files so you can refer to it. And then, oh my gosh, I remember faces, but I have such a hard time remembering names. I remember how somebody made me feel more than exactly what they said.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I just remember I really liked her, but I don't really remember why.
They say if you repeat a person's name 3 times out loud when you meet them, that you'll remember it.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah, if you repeat it 3 times when you meet them, and really consciously try to remember that you won't forget their names. You just have to say it 3 times now. I tried it a couple of times in the beginning, and of course it worked, but after that I don't remember if it works or not. So that's just something that I heard. But
I would assume that would work. I should try that. Thank you. I'm going to try that next time. Yeah. I have such a hard time. My last client was Bobby. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to remember.
That's good.
Well, I said it I'm sure I said it 3 times because she spelled it really uniquely. And I was like, Bobby. B-A-U, Bobby. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I said it a lot.
Yeah. Unique names are fun.
Yeah.
Easier to remember, it seems like.
She was beautiful. Pulled it off. So it was so hot on her. Anyway, that's another story. Okay, so my next tip is, what is this? Oh, during the consultation process. During the consultation process, I don't like it when they show me pictures of celebrities or of magazine clippings. I mean, fine, show it to me, fine. But then typically what people do, and I'm sure you guys can relate to this, they'll show you pictures of different celebrities and it'll look so different from one another. They'll show you Michelle Pfeiffer and then Anne Hathaway, and you're like, those 2 brows are completely different. I have no idea what I'm going for. So anyway, during the consultation process, I tell them that the most valuable picture that I hold that they can show me is a picture of themselves. Give me a picture of yourself when you felt like you drew your brows in the best, or when you had your makeup done and you felt really pretty, because I think that's the most accurate depiction of what I can actually do, realistically do, to make you feel just as beautiful. But I think a lot of times clients think that they look at my before and after photos and they pick one as if it was a menu. Like, I'll have the chicken cacciatore, or I'll have this blade and shade, or I'll have like, okay, that's somebody else, but okay, I can kind of tell what you're going for. Sometimes they'll pick one that, okay, first of all, they have to pick, if you're going to do that, you have to pick one where the client looks like you, has your same skin tone, has your same hair type, and also like has a similar before picture than what your before looks like. Then I could possibly give you something close. But if you're choosing a photo of a client that has a ton of hair and you have nothing, it's not going to look like that. You know what I mean? I like this one. Of course you do. She has a great base, and she has a lot of hair. We all like that one.
I know. It's so true though, because it's you're setting up when you avoid the celebrity pictures, you're kind of, if you do let them bring the celebrity pictures, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure, because that's makeup. They're fully glammed out. That's not real. Take it all off and see what it looks like. So that's really, really great advice and I do the same thing. I want to see your favorite picture of yourself. Like, did you go to a wedding recently or have your makeup done and you just really love how your eyebrows look? That's the picture that you have them bring. Yeah, that's a great tip.
Agree. Thank you. Thanks for confirming that. I have some stories. I'm like, yeah. I'm sure I could go on, but I'm not going to. Okay, next tip. Take it away.
Is finding out why or what their motivation is for contacting you. So sometimes people think that they want microblading. Microblading might not suit them. They just want something that's going to make their lives easier. They just want something that's going to my favorite thing people say is, I just want something that's going to look natural. They don't really necessarily want something that's going to look natural. They want to look put together. And so really kind of deciphering what it is that they're wanting from you will help kind of guide you in the right direction, as well as, are they even a candidate for microblading or whatever other services like eyeliner and things like that. So I kind of just make sure what is your motivation, and also have a way of deciphering who's a crazy person. Because some people, just like in plastic surgery, they have body dysmorphia, they have eyebrow dysmorphia. They don't know that is not ever going to be possible for them, or they've already got a black tattoo or a green tattoo from, late 90s. Make sure that you're able to decipher who's crazy or who has a realistic expectation. And so that would be my tip, is just make sure that you don't let the crazies in. Or at least you know how to identify them, because then you can kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, my schedule is kind of tight. Or you be realistic with them and say, I don't think this is going to work for you. You need laser. Because we've both seen that picture that went viral of the 4 eyebrows. I mean, the second person I hold more responsible than the first person, because the first person may have just been an amateur, didn't know what was going on. She thought maybe she could do it from watching some YouTube videos. But the second person, that person saw one set of eyebrows and said, let me fix this for you by putting another set of eyebrows under that one. So I feel like, making sure that you can decipher who is not a good technician as a client, but also who's a good candidate for it, and that they have good, realistic expectations.
Agree, for sure. Yeah, that's tough. And I think that takes experience to really, really hone in on that skill of identifying who's a red flag client. You can try in the beginning, but that takes experience. But yeah, listening to this podcast and asking more experienced artists what their tips are on how to identify clients that are not worth your time obviously shortens the learning curve. Okay, last tip is my tip. Always follow up. Always follow up. So it's protocol for us to call the client the day after. Why the day after? Because that's when it probably looks the darkest.
Right.
And that's probably when they're freaking out the most. And it's crazy because I could tell a client, listen, I tell a client verbally, I say, listen, tomorrow you're going to think you made a mistake. You are. You're going to think you went too far. You picked the color that was too dark, and just expect that that's how it's going to feel. And if I tell them that and set their expectations properly, then it minimizes complaints and freak out on the second day. Plus, if I call them and tell them and remind them of that I said that, it also calms them down. And if I have it written and if I send them a video, like, listen, I tell them all about the aftercare instructions and what to expect in many different ways. In person, on the phone before they come in, it's emailed to them before they come in. I'm serious. There's a video that they watch while they're here. That same video is texted to them as they leave so that they have reference to it. And there's also a follow-up call.
You are definitely covering all your bases, and I bet people still don't follow the instructions.
They still freak out, but
it's a small percentage, but
it's so much less now that I've done it that way.
No, that's like 2 more than what I do. So you're teaching me some stuff here. I need to record a video, aftercare video, because I think with the age of technology, that's great that you're doing that, because you can't say I didn't text it to you or email it to you or like telegram it to you, whatever it was.
Telegram, stork it. Stork it to you.
You got it. So if the healed results are not the way they're supposed to be and you didn't follow them, there's no excuse on your part. So that's a great tip. Actually, everyone should follow that, because emailing it, telling them, letting them watch it, there's no excuse. Their eyebrows should be on fleek, as we say, right?
As we do say that. And also, especially with a large company like mine, and there's a lot of women. There's a lot of women there, and they're all saying aftercare. They're all saying aftercare their own way. So, and that used to be a problem because some clients would complain. There have been times where clients would complain that, oh, she never told me that, or that's not the way she told me. So what we did as a company was I produced an aftercare video that starred everybody, including front desk. And we play that now. We play that for the client while they're numbing or while they're soaking or something like that. So that way it's guaranteed that we all told them the same exact thing. It's there. And that's another way too that you can make the client experience as consistent as possible when you have a large company. So invest in creating that video. We need to update ours actually, and I have some creative ideas for the updated version.
I feel like it's going to have some Beyonce and some dancing.
Oh my God, you're so right.
With the eyebrows, but I'm sure if anyone can find a way, it's you, Sheila.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that reminds me. I need to call my team because we need to get going on that. I'm so busy, but that's another thing we have on our to-do list to make it entertaining. We want to make it like the Virgin America safety video.
Oh, the airlines?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Actually, we have the same producer.
Oh, yes. Please send that.
Todrick Hall.
You have to share that for everyone to see.
Well, I need to make it first.
It's going to go viral, I bet.
I need to make it first. Okay, girls, let's go. I've announced it. Let's go. Let's get this choreographer.
She's so silly.
It's been so nice chatting with you, Michelle.
You too. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. How far along are you in your pregnancy?
I am, 20 weeks. I'm halfway there. We just found out it's a boy. So I have another boy on the way. And a few complications, but everything seems to be on point. I said, even if I have to do this conference in a wheelchair, it's going to be a rose gold wheelchair with sparkles on it. So either way, but it looks like I'm not going to have to do that. I'm able to function. So that's good.
Well, now's a good time. Second trimester for me was the easiest.
Yeah. It's definitely gotten so much better. I did get sick. My little guy brought some lovely things home to me. So I recently got over strep twice and then the flu. So it's been hard, but I'm hoping that it's all smooth sailing now. I did the worst parts over. That's what I'm praying to God for. Please, Lord. So
I there's a part of me that does miss that time. Not a large part, but there was something nice about it. It was very like nesty and like
freeing, right? You can just let your belly hang. Like, when can you do that? I feel like, oh, I can wear a tight dress now because I look pregnant, like visibly pregnant. So it's not like the first trimester where I just looked bloated. I literally have like a bump, and my face is kind of like chunkier, and so I think I might rock a little tight dress. I usually don't wear too tight stuff, but you kind of feel feminine, and that's
beautiful. You guys, give her some love on her Instagram.
Oh, thank you
for doing all this and creating a human.
Right, that's the hardest job. Yes. Check out the Instagram if you can. I don't know if you have it listed or what, but it's at Houston Beauty Conference, all the way at Houston Beauty Conference on Instagram.
Yep.
And you can see the lineup of all the people. You see Sheila, I'm about to put, oh, thank you. Yeah, there it is. I'm
Houston Beauty Conference.
Pretty much the person that you're talking to when you're messaging, so.
Oh, and I just have to say, for anybody who does want to buy tickets, that Michelle, thank you so much, because the people that I've sent you to, you've given such personalized attention to. So anybody who has any questions about that, know that you will be dealing with a visionary herself firsthand, and I think that's important.
Yes, thank you so much for sending them my way. I appreciate that. And if you have any questions about it, or if you've never been to a conference, because I know I didn't know what to expect when I went in, just reach out to me and I can help guide you and determine if it's even right for you, because I don't think it's right for everyone.
That's a great tip. That's true. It's not right for everybody. So yeah, but starting that conversation is important.
Plus, I'll get to see you there, which is really exciting. I desperately wanted you to be my MC, but I know you're too busy, and I don't want to.
I'll be very present though.
I'm excited. I'm very excited, especially to meet you in person, but also for everyone that's fans of yours to get to pick your brain and meet you. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but everyone leaves with a magazine with thorough tips, all of the supplies that are being used from the masters, a bio about them. I actually need to get yours because I haven't gotten that from you yet. So
okay,
I need to send that.
You got it, girl. Okay, I'll tell my team.
Tell your team to work.
Forward it ASAP. Thank you so much, Michelle. And to everybody listening, I will see you guys next time. God bless.
Bye.
Bye.